The 2025 Formula One season ended in dramatic fashion at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but it wasn't the on-track action that sparked the biggest controversy. Instead, a single radio message from McLaren CEO Zak Brown to Oscar Piastri has ignited a firestorm of criticism, with former world champion Nico Rosberg leading the charge against what he called a shocking lack of empathy in the Australian driver's most devastating moment. Lando Norris crossed the line in third place at Yas Marina Circuit, securing his maiden Formula One World Championship with 423 points. Max Verstappen won the race itself, finishing 12.5 seconds clear of second-place Piastri, while Norris came home third, 3.9 seconds behind his McLaren teammate. The mathematics were brutal for Piastri. Norris claimed the title by just 2 points over Verstappen, who finished with 421 points. Piastri ended the season in third place with 410 points, just 13 points behind his victorious teammate, after what had been an extraordinary season for both McLaren drivers. The race had started with promise for Piastri, who executed a brilliant overtake around the outside of Norris at turn 9 on the opening lap, moving into second position. Once there, however, he was powerless to challenge Verstappen's pace. The Red Bull driver controlled the race from the front, securing his 5th victory in Abu Dhabi. For Piastri, the result meant watching his championship dreams evaporate after a season where he had won 7 races, the exact same number as his now champion teammate. The controversy erupted immediately after the checkered flag, when Tom Stallard, Piastri's race engineer, attempted to console the devastated driver over the team radio. Stallard began with measured words, saying, "Good job, Oscar." Obviously, that means Lando is world champion. Before he could continue his consolation, Zak Brown interrupted with his own message. "Oscar, what a season. What a season. You're a star. 7 wins. We love you. We'll do it again next year," Brown declared. "Thank you, Oscar, for everything you've done. What a year." Piastri responded with remarkable composure and class. "Thanks, everyone. Well done to Lando," he said. "It's been a great season trying to beat each other, so congratulations. Well done to everyone in our team. Fantastic season. Thanks for all the work." The Australian continued, "We tried our best to get there, but it wasn't quite to be. Well done, everyone. Thank you." Stallard then attempted to continue his conversation with his driver, acknowledging the difficult circumstances. "Well done to you, Oscar, as well. To be honest, where we were last year, the season you've put together is pretty impressive. So, we go away. There's a few wounds to lick, and we'll come back stronger." But before Stallard could finish, Brown interrupted again, drowning out the race engineer's final words with another celebratory message. "Oscar, very proud of you. Awesome. What a team player," Brown said. "We go again next year. See you on the podium." The exchange concluded with Piastri simply responding, "Thanks, Zak." It was the phrase, "What a team player," that particularly stung, coming at a moment when Piastri was being consoled for losing a world championship by just 13 points. For many observers, the description felt like a knife twist, especially given the season-long rumors of team favoritism toward Norris and allegations that Piastri had been robbed of points through questionable strategic decisions. Nico Rosberg, the 2016 Formula One world champion, didn't hold back in his criticism of Brown's timing and tone. Speaking on Sky Sports, Rosberg drew on his personal experience of watching his former Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton win championships. "That's his most horrible moment in a long time in his racing career," Rosberg stated. "Maybe Zak could have had a little more empathy there rather than celebrating. He could have said, 'Sorry, next year will be your year,' or something like that, which could have been a bit more fitting." Rosberg acknowledged the difficulty of Brown's position, saying, "But it's difficult for Zak because he's so ecstatic at the same time. So, I understand." However, the underlying message was clear. The McLaren boss had failed to read the room at a critical moment. Rosberg's criticism carried particular weight given his unique perspective. He beat Hamilton to win the 2016 championship as teammates at Mercedes, understanding both the elation of victory and the dynamics of succeeding over a teammate. He knows exactly what Piastri was experiencing in those crushing moments after the race. The context surrounding this controversy extends far beyond a single radio message. Throughout the 2025 season, multiple commentators spoke about Piastri being robbed of championship points as a result of team blunders and rumors of favoritism toward Norris in the garage. However, Piastri also made subtle but pointed comments about expectations for the future. When discussing how Norris's championship victory might affect team dynamics, Piastri was clear about his expectations. He's obviously had a great season this year and a deserving champion, but he's still Lando Norris. It's not like he's become Superman, Piastri said. I don't think things will change. I'm expecting obviously full fairness from the team and equality going forward. I don't have any concern that will change at all. The statement was diplomatic yet firm, a clear message that Piastri expects equal treatment in the 2026 season. For his part, Zak Brown attempted damage control in his post-race interviews. He is a future world champion. Both of our guys won 7 races, drove brilliantly, supported each other, Brown told Sky Sports. It's a cruel sport. Things sometimes go your way, sometimes don't. I'm excited to go racing with these 2 drivers next year. Brown and Piastri were photographed sharing an embrace after the race, suggesting that any tension remained professional rather than personal. Yet, the optics of the radio message lingered, raising questions about whether Brown had properly read the emotional temperature of the moment. Lando Norris himself offered an emotional and genuine tribute to his teammate, acknowledging the role Piastri played in his development. I'm glad I've had Oscar as teammate the last 3 years because even though he's still a lot newer to it than me, I've learned a lot from him, and he showed me up many times. I wouldn't be the driver I am today without that, Norris said. He continued with striking honesty. He's made me have to dig even deeper than I ever have before because by the season's midpoint, he was performing better than I was and doing a better job consistently. Norris concluded with a prophetic warning. At some point, he's going to get the better of me because he's an incredible driver. The numbers tell a remarkable story of how close this championship battle truly was. Both McLaren drivers won exactly 7 races during the season. The final margin was just 13 points, separating Piastri from his teammate. From leading by 34 points to losing by 13 represents a swing of 47 points in those fateful 6 weeks. Piastri's consistency early in the season had him positioned as the favorite. But motorsport, as Brown noted, is indeed a cruel sport where timing and fortune matter as much as raw speed. Looking ahead to 2026, McLaren faces the challenge of managing 2 championship-caliber drivers who are separated by the narrowest of margins. Both have proven they can win races. Both have shown they can mount title challenges. The dynamic within the garage will be fascinating to watch, especially given Piastri's clear expectation of full fairness from the team and equality going forward. The question remains whether Brown's celebratory interruption on that Abu Dhabi radio channel was simply an excited boss caught up in the moment of his team's first driver's championship in years, or whether it revealed something deeper about the team's internal dynamics and preferences. What do you think? Was Zak Brown out of line with his timing, or should we cut him some slack for being caught up in the championship celebration? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Formula One analysis and coverage as we head into 2026.